Isaiah King Jr. and the Arizona Cardinals had one heck of a regular season, finishing it at 13-3. But before we jump into his stats and seeing what he's going to be doing against the Minnesota Vikings, I want to thank you guys for all the support you've been giving out on each and every series that I drop on my channel. But I want to remind you guys that over 50% of you guys have not subscribed to my YouTube channel. So if you haven't subbed yet, I would love if you go ahead and hit that thumbs up button too, because that helps out a ton. Now, going into the year, Isaiah was hoping to hit 2,000 rushing yards for the third time in his career, but he could not do quite that. He finishes at 1,958 yards with 19 rushing touchdowns, which are both, as you can tell, best in the entire NFL. And on the receiving side, he had 45 grabs for 614 yards and 6 touchdowns. And 614 yards ends up being the third best of his young career. But what can he do in the postseason, though? That's what people want to know. And with that, it is time to see what Isaiah and the Arizona Cardinals can ultimately do this postseason. A lot of pressure is on his shoulders. People know that Isaiah is considering possibly an early retirement. This will be the final season that you guys see of Isaiah King Jr. in Madden NFL 20. It is possible we do one more season before Madden 21 drops, but we are sunsetting Isaiah after this year. So if he loses today, this could be the final time that you ever see him in this series. So the playoff bracket looks as follows: Minnesota versus Arizona, Carolina versus Dallas, and one of those teams will move on past the NFC Championship to the Super Bowl, but who will it be? Arizona hopes it's them. Isaiah's ready to get things going. They actually have beautiful field position. It looks like Minnesota kind of messed up and gave the ball to Arizona, and if you give this guy early field position, it's going to be a problem. Look at Isaiah scampering down to the 17 on an 8-yard carry. But it's also important not to sleep on Kyler Murray, who's become one of the best young quarterbacks in the entire NFL. Yes, he's had his issues. Yes, he's had his bad moments, but the kid is really putting it all together now. Heck of a start to this drive, and honestly, if you get field position like this, you kind of have to start pretty well. Like, it's hard to go back from here. Got a guy in motion. They're going to hand it off to Isaiah. Isaiah's met in the backfield pretty early, though, but still gains one. Got a second and goal again from inside the 10. Murray's going to hand it off to Isaiah. Isaiah's going to try to get out to the edge. A nasty spin move keeps it going. Another spin move, and look at that. Call him Super Mario. Call him whatever you want. The spin move, not once, but twice. And a celebration with his teammates. So Arizona's off to a high start, and they are the heavy favorites in today's game. They are the team that has been dominating week after week, and Isaiah has put this team on his shoulders week after week as well. He's out here in the punt return game, which he's been pretty trash at recently. Isaiah's out here moving around. Potentially could have cut up to the right and been gone, but he didn't quite see the gap he needed to and only gets down to the 36. After that major carry, Isaiah says, look, I need a breather, so let me go ahead and stay in pass protection for once. We'll dump off pass here to Hamilton. Hamilton goes down to the 43. Murray is perfect so far on today's game, and Isaiah's trying to make sure his quarterback keeps that going. So he's going to take a handoff up the middle again, but gets hit hard by 57 at the 49. Across the right side of the 50 now. Little RPO action. This one goes down to Hamilton again. Hamilton picks up a couple, but not a lot there. Second and a couple coming up. Murray here with a little read option for Isaiah, but he's actually going to get taken down by 94 on that play. So a loss of 3 drops Arizona back to the 3rd and 8 marker. See what they can actually do here. Looks like a halfback screen coming up. Isaiah, famous route running his blockers, actually runs with him this time. And look at Isaiah. It is a track meet, and if it's a track meet, guess what? You're not going to catch him. The human cheat code is right back in the end zone where he belongs. Minnesota has definitely struggled to keep this offense in check, but they finally answer back and get 7 points of their own to cut this lead in half. Well, Isaiah's out here running, says, I don't care how many points you got on the board. Give me the ball, and I'm going to put even more on it. It's another stellar start for him so far, getting close to 50 yards rushing on the day already after only a handful of carries. Now, Isaiah's trying to find some room here, but he ends up running into his own guys and can't really move anywhere at all. Murray back a shotgun with Isaiah. Isaiah back to block again. Murray fakes the run, goes back here to his smaller guy. Looks like he gets lit up completely, and that one is going to be picked up by 2-4. He's off to the races, and I believe Hill's going to go all the way to the end zone. Minnesota, they just tied things up. I believe Isabella got hit on that play, and well, Minnesota's the one celebrating now. Isaiah was pictured on the sideline, not looking happy by the broadcast. He was seen saying, Kingsbury, give me the rock. So Kingsbury does what he says, but that offensive line can't do anything for him there. His team started off way too strong to all of a sudden start struggling here midway through the second quarter. Murray's going to hand it right back off to Isaiah, who's trying to get to the edge, but he runs right into the back of number 60 and again gets dropped for a loss. So all of a sudden, Minnesota feels really good about themselves. They were down 14 early. Now they've answered back with 14 unanswered of their own. And they make another big play here. This ball's going to be caught just shy of the marker, but it's not going to be a first down. And I believe Arizona's punting yet again. Now, while Arizona did end up punting that football, it didn't really matter because Minnesota struggles on offense and they're punting it right back to them. This punt is going to be kicked out deep. It's to about the 25 or so, and Isaiah doesn't have a chance to field it at all. There's an argument to be made that Arizona's offense has been a little bit too stagnant, a little shallow route here, a little handoff to Isaiah there. They need to get a little bit of trickeration, and they do just that as Christian Kirk just left that man. His ankles are completely broken, and he ends up getting caught. Doesn't have top end speed, but that is the longest run of the game, and he has more rushing yards than Isaiah King Jr. right now. But if you know Isaiah, he is not one to be outdone. He says, give me the ball. I got to get my name back up top of that rushing leaderboard right now. A good little juke there. Gets himself 11 yards and carries his team to the 2-minute warning. Down to the 16 after another brilliant run and juke by Isaiah. Little halfback toss. Little King Jr. trying to get out to the edge, but he loses 2 now. Again, not another positive gain to put behind that one. After Isaiah's loss, 2nd and 12 comes up. Arizona knows they need to get points to the board after struggling on the last 2 drives. They go across the middle to Christian Kirk, who gets lit up by Harrison Smith, but Murray's still a perfect 8 for 8 today. 3rd down, 5 yards to go from the 11-yard line. Isaiah breaks out. This ball is checked down underneath. I believe that is going to be a first down. The referees say that it is. So with just under a minute left on the clock, you know it's time to give the ball to Isaiah. You got 3 timeouts. Pray your offensive line blocks, and it looks like they're doing just that. They blocked enough. Hill makes the tackle. He's the guy who picked up the fumble and scored it the last time, but Isaiah now has 2 rushing touchdowns and a receiving touchdown to lead his team to a victory, hopefully going into halftime. So going into halftime, we're going to have about a 4-point lead. Isaiah knows that he's doing a lot for his team, but his defense has to step up. His offense has to stop fumbling the ball and turning it over. But this will not be his final game if Isaiah has anything to say about it, but the rest of his team, you've got to step up. Starting the second half, Arizona gets the ball. Again, they have a 4-point lead that they're basically nursing right now. Isaiah has about 61 yards rushing. He's going to try to add a little bit to that this half, but he's got to have a stronger run than that to kick it off. Still, that being said, 4 yards is going to be okay. If he can average that the rest of the game, his team should be just fine. Isaiah looking to cut things back, but 57 meets him immediately behind the line of scrimmage again. And to be honest, it's been tough for Isaiah to put 2 back-to-back positive games together against this tough defense the last couple of drives. Kyler Murray feels a little bit of pressure, throws one, it's batted, it is bobbled, and it is ultimately dropped. His first incompletion of the game leads to 4th and 7. The Vikings struggle yet again to do anything positive on offense, so they're going to be kicking the ball off deep to Isaiah. Now, he had a great punt return of about 21 yards earlier. He's trying to add to that with another big return here. Isaiah breaks out of the strong side of the field. He ends up getting tackled at the 40. He's showing that maybe he didn't practice his punt returns as much as he should have in practice. Murray and the offense come back out, but they have not really done much of anything. They've relied heavy on the run game. It hasn't necessarily panned out, and they know they're going to need something big coming up soon, and it can't just be on Isaiah's shoulders. So Coach Kingsbury has learned a little bit and says, look, we've been running Isaiah on back-to-back carries, and Minnesota has basically been figuring it out every single time. So how about we don't do that, and you get a nice little first down conversion there to Max Williams. Isaiah's hoping to see a positive run gain here. We'll love to see a big play come from the young fella. Isaiah's going to break out to the edge, trying to outrun his tackles. Nice little juke here, but again, nothing too crazy as he's dropped again at the 38. After that 4-yard carry, Arizona goes right back to him. Isaiah finds a gap here, however. A nice juke move puts him inside, I believe, the 25 now. There's a little bit of steam starting to work now for this offensive line and for Isaiah. That 4-point lead is about to get some points added to it if the young fella has anything to say about it as he runs over the safety and pushes his team down inside the 10. Now over 100 yards rushing on the game. Kingsbury's going to opt to give Isaiah a little bit of a break here on offense. From the 8, now you have to Kyler Murray, who throws a pass, and that's a little bit too much telegraph to Max Williams. And Murray nearly picked off there. Didn't get shotgun. Isaiah to his right-hand side on 2nd and goal. Arizona's going back to the run game. Isaiah finds a small gap, but 57 is right there again. Rich on another tackle. 3rd down and goal from the 5. Arizona needs big points right here. They're going to look for it, and Isaiah didn't even see the pass. You've got to be kidding me. Isaiah doesn't see it. Murray is completely upset, and well, Arizona's kicking a field goal to hopefully go up 7. Now, wait a second. The field goal actually did not count. It was not good, and so Minnesota now gets a touchdown, and that's a 3-point lead. Isaiah's looking to get involved in the passing game again. He's back out here making some moves. He's going to pick up about 10 or 11 for his team. The 4th quarter being here and about 6.5 minutes left, he knows his team needs something, and that field goal might come back to bite him, but Isaiah knows no one's going to care about that. They're only going to care about what he does on this drive for his team. That small carry leads to a 2nd and 7 now. 6-minute mark is now here in the 4th quarter. The guy in motion. Murray's going to take the shotgun snap. Murray's got something. Murray's going to try to run a little bit. Murray breaks off on the tackle. Murray with the juke move, looking like Lamar Jackson. Kyler Murray's going to pick up the first down and more. Unreal moves by Kyler Murray, staying out there, breaking the sack, juking the guy out of his shoes, and picking up well more than what he needed for his team. So Isaiah's going to see this one in. Makes a great play. He's going to try to get out of that tackle range, but whoa, Isaiah doesn't go down. Isaiah's going to pull off the play of his career. They thought he was done, and Isaiah's like, excuse me, I got reservations for 6 at Chili's. 51 yards, the human cheat code, the craziest play of his career. They thought he was down. He rolls off of him. His elbow didn't go down. His toes didn't go down. His knees didn't go down. Nothing went down. And the young fella runs for 6. No one can believe that. Da-da-da, da-da-da. That's on SportsCenter, baby. You want to talk about believing until the final moment. You want to talk about putting the team on your back. That is what Isaiah King Jr. just did to shock this entire Minnesota Vikings defense, and he's going to keep running the ball down their throat now with 125 on the game. That also just put Isaiah in the zone, which means his juke moves are about to be a little bit insane. Going to try to break out, and well, that was kind of an L on his part. So while Isaiah was in the zone, he got tackled for a loss, which is now taking him out of the zone. Going to try to get a run going here. He's got a couple of guys in front, goes for a stiff arm, but cannot get that arm out and only gets 3. Now in 3rd and 8, the 2-minute warning is here. His team knows if he gets a first down here, well, Minnesota's going to start panicking. If they don't get a first down here, Minnesota's going to feel pretty good about their chances. And Isaiah's spin move looks great, but what happens after, not so much. And well, they're punting the football to Minnesota, who has 2 timeouts left now. Now, something crazy happened. Minnesota ended up getting a safety on themselves, and then so we got the 2 points. So now we're up 6 with 1:38 left. And Minnesota's in full panic mode. Isaiah's out here looking to run. He's going to pick up another first down, and now they have 1 timeout. This is looking like a wrap. And Isaiah's only goal right now is to keep pushing this football down the throats of this Minnesota defense. Going to get an opportunity to do just that. Harrison Smith, he made a house call, and Isaiah got knocked out. Despite that hard hit, however, Minnesota now has no timeouts, and well, Arizona's knocking on their doorsteps. Another handoff to Isaiah. He is in the end zone completely untouched, and that, ladies and gentlemen, will officially seal the deal. This game is a wrap. And just like that, Minnesota has been eliminated from the playoffs, and Isaiah's season will continue. Who will he play next week? We'll find out soon, but what an unreal performance with the craziest play of his career in today's game. So to recap the stats, Will Grier ends up being the starting quarterback for Minnesota and plays pretty well. 275, 2 touchdowns and 1 interception versus Kyler Murray, who had a perfect QB rating. 219 yards, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers, only had 3 incompletions. We'll take that from our quarterback. On the ground, Isaiah was masterful today. 26 attempts for 156 yards, and not 1, not 2, but 3 touchdowns. Dalvin Cook had an okay game, but it pales in comparison to what the King did. In the air, Adam Thielen had 8 for 80 and a touchdown. Terrence Madison had a good game. Trevor Harper had a good game. Stephon Diggs even had a good game. Isaiah was a leading receiver, though, with 4 for 108 and 2 touchdowns. Christian Kirk balled out as well with a couple, but not a lot of passes thrown, but you don't need to when this guy goes off like he did. To be honest, there were moments in that game that got a little bit scary for Isaiah and the Arizona Cardinals, but look, the man did what he had to do. That 51-yard touchdown where everyone thought he was down except for the GOAT was incredible. Can he do it next week against whoever he plays the NFC Conference Championship to ultimately get back to the Super Bowl and try to win it for Arizona? Well, we'll find out soon.